Hi, my name is Reuben Posthuma. I am a 14-year-old homeschooled student. I was nominated for Realise the Dream by the Bright Sparks High-Tech competition, in which I entered my project, a refrigeration system controller. I have been interested in electronics since I was 7 and have been a member of the Bright Sparks Club for the last 4 years. I enjoy electronics because I enjoy tinkering, making things, improving things, making them better, and because I enjoy problem solving. The Refrigeration System Controller was designed as a favour for a couple of friends at church. Malcolm, a professional computer programmer who was consulted on occasion for technical assistance, and Phil, a refrigeration engineer. Phil was building a refrigeration system which he would use to cool his computer's overclocked CPU down to around negative 120 degrees Celsius. The low temperature allows his computer to run more stably so that they can play bigger and better computer games. I was asked to design and build a system to control all the aspects of this process. So, in between my other commitments and hobbies like competitive road cycling and music, I spent in excess of 1,000 hours developing this project. The controller system that I built is based around the biggest microcontroller in the PIC-X family, the PIC-X 40X1. The system uses a couple of temperature probes to monitor the temperatures of the various parts of the refrigeration system, and 4 pressure sensors to make sure that the pressures of the compressor stages of the refrigeration system do not exceed pressures which would cause the entire system to explode. The system also has the ability to dialog all of the pressures, temperatures, and other system values onto a USB flash drive, which can then be inserted into any computer that has Microsoft Excel on it to read the values. As a part of the project, I also designed a computer interface that can control system parameters so that the end user has almost infinite control over how the system operates. Because of the size and complexity of the project, I encountered many challenges that I had to overcome to get the finished result. Some of these were with the hardware and some with the software. One of the major ones was working out how to read negative temperatures, or temperatures at all for that matter, from a thermocouple temperature probe. Since a thermocouple only outputs a very slight voltage change per degree Celsius, it is almost impossible to connect one directly up to a microcontroller. The reason we needed to use a thermocouple was due to the extremely low temperatures that the project requires. After a lot of experimentation, I finally managed to build a circuit that could read positive temperatures correctly and accurately. It took a lot more time, however, to work out how to read the actual negative temperatures. Another challenge that I came up against was reading the pressures. Since this happened to be an unusual type of sensor, there was almost no documentation about how to use a microcontroller to read from this type of sensor. After much experimenting with a setup involving a tank of nitrogen, a few pressure regulators and gauges, and graphing the results, I finally worked out a formula and an appropriate circuit. As with any large project, this has taught me a lot about the fascinating world of electronics. Among other things, I learned how to use an LCD display, write data from the microcontroller to an Excel spreadsheet through a USB flash disk, use the complicated data protocol, the I2C bus, and program in Visual C#, the language I wrote the computer interface in. The potential for this project far exceeds simply being used to cool a computer for computer gaming. It could easily be used to cool the supercomputers of the world's universities, or used as a controller for industrial refrigeration, such as heat pumps and cool stores. In fact, with a few slight modifications, the unit could even be used as a process controller for heating, rather than cooling. So, as you can see, this project has a lot of scope and is a very powerful tool.